Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing kind of a fun video, or at least I really like the idea of this video. It is beauty products destroyed by the hype. And yes, there is a t-shirt on the back of this chair. I'm going to try to not show that. So these are products that aren't necessarily bad. It's just that, you know, your expectations get set so high, and when they don't exactly meet that super high expectation, maybe even unrealistic expectation you have, you just are let down, and so the product isn't as good to you as it maybe would have been if you didn't hear anything about it and you first tried it. I think that this happens a lot, you know, in the YouTube beauty community. People talk about the same products a lot and they get super hyped up. Sometimes you're reluctant to try because it's so hyped up, but every once in a while you just decide to do it because you're so excited about it, and then you do it and you're like, what? I don't understand this. Like, how have I been hearing about this for months? You know, it's not that great. And so these are just products that I think are good. I've just heard so much about, and I was just sort of let down when I actually tried them. The first thing I'm going to talk about here is Benefit blushes. I don't think that these are bad products. They are very nice and pigmented and smooth, and they blend well and they're long wearing, but I don't think that they're as big of a deal as people make them out to be. I can think of many other blushes that I prefer, and a lot of drugstore blushes that I feel perform exactly the same. These little box blushes from Benefit are very pricey, and I think that the colors can be pretty, but I just don't see anything so unique or so crazy and amazing about them that I think warrants all the hype that they've been getting for years and years and years. I feel like Benefit has a fantastic marketing team that does a great job of hyping up their products, and then when you actually try it, you're kind of like, yeah, I guess it's good. Maybe I'll go along and say it's amazing too, but I don't know. I just feel like they're a very kind of brand. But that's just my opinion. I have Sugar Bomb here, really pretty. I mean, good color. Bella Bamba, I'm kind of in the middle with this one. This is a super shimmery pink. I'm not really into shimmery blushes. I have also Benefit's Hoola Bronzer, and I think that that's just kind of meh. I just don't really see the big deal with these. But if you guys do want to know blushes that are worth the hype, I definitely think that the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes are amazing, and I think that the Balm In-Stain blushes are fantastic. The next thing I gotta talk to you guys about is Mally products, just her entire line in general, which I know sounds awful. I did do a Mally brand overview a while back. You guys can go watch that. I mean, it was months and months ago, where basically I just went through all the things I have for Mally and kind of told you guys my experiences and what I thought, and I do own quite a bit of stuff. I think that with this brand being on, you know, like QVC and stuff, you see all of these amazing before and afters, and it gets you really excited when you're seeing live demonstrations of how this product is transforming people's skin and their makeup forever. And I don't know. There's something about the brand that I think, you know, through her Instagram and through other people, and like I said, through this QVC deal, these products just sound fantastic. You know, she uses terminology like tested by celebrities, and you get super excited, and then you try it, and it's like, I don't know. It's just another mascara. It's just another whatever. I think particularly the Mally Evercolor Poreless Face Defender, I think maybe it's just me. I just don't understand this product. If it's not an actual powder that I can pick up with a brush and apply to the skin, it's too much work for me. This little sponge that it comes with, I find I go like this and I go like this, and all it really does is just disturb my makeup and move my foundation everywhere, which I'm not a huge fan of. And I don't know. I don't really think any of my other powders make my skin look bad. This stuff is just weird. I just don't get it. And then the Mally Evercolor Shadow Sticks. Get yourself some Maybelline color tattoos. I mean, unless there's a color you really like, which in that case, I'd recommend going with like the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. These crease on me like crazy. They really aren't that long wearing. I find that they apply pigmented, but when you start to blend them out, they really blend out sheer. I'm just not super into these, and just the brand in general. I've tried a lot of different stuff, and there are some products that I do like, but I just don't think it's worth all the hype. And furthermore, I think that if I hadn't heard all those amazing things about those products, maybe I would have liked them, but you know, I just don't think they live up to all the hype. Next one I'm going to talk about is the Maybelline Master Glaze blushes. I was skeptical of these when they came out, and then I watched a lot of reviews on them, and people said that they were amazing. Took me a while to buy them, but eventually I did, and again, I think that if I would have tried these without hearing great things about them, I would have been like, yes, these are good. I just don't think that they're everything that people say that they are. The shade that I have is 10 Just Pinched Pink. They have a very interesting texture to them because they're so thin, but you do get good pigment out of them. I just don't... I don't know. Maybe I got too light of a shade or something. I feel like when I apply this, I really don't get a whole lot of color out of it. I don't feel like the wear time on these is all that amazing. And I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting something so much more than this. I don't know. I really don't know what it is. It's just one of those things. You hear so many good things about it, and then you try it, and you're like, okay, it's good, but it's not fantastic. The other thing I don't like about this is something about this when I put it on, I think it has like little tiny glitter particles in it, which I don't enjoy. I really don't like shimmer and like glitter. I really don't like. So not super into that. Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Just another concealer. Yes, this color looks way too dark because this is my kind of like tanning concealer. I know a lot of people compare this to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I've tried the NARS one, and I feel like the NARS one is better. I mean, I don't know if it totally justifies the NARS price, but I definitely like the consistency and the coverage and just the overall feel on the skin a bit more. I think that these are fine. I just don't think that they're all that. I don't think that they're the best drugstore concealer in the world. I personally much more prefer the Maybelline Master Conceal. The Rimmel Match Perfection concealers are incredible. I just think that there's different ones than the NYX HD ones. I don't know. Perhaps one of the biggest destroyed by the hype products for me is the Anastasia Contour Kit. If I would have tried this by itself and never heard anything about it, I would have thought that this was fantastic. Honestly, I would have been like, yes, this is such a good idea, so convenient. But after hearing everybody rave on and on and on and on and on and on and on about it, and seeing all these before and afters on Instagram, I just don't really get it, you know? And so I heard all these amazing reviews and I was expecting like super creamy, super smooth, amazing, like the best face powders you've ever tried in your life, because that's what people kind of made it sound like. And when I actually tried it, I was like, ugh. For people with light skin, this is way too dark, and this is the original one, not the medium to tan one. And I think that the powders are, you know, they're pretty smooth and pretty creamy, but they aren't like, you know, insanely pigmented, insanely smooth, insanely creamy. I really only get use out of one shade because the highlight shades are a little bit too, like, I don't know, too dark for me. They really don't highlight. They're more like setting powders. And I find that the kind of shimmery highlight isn't really shimmery enough for me to justify using it as a highlight. I have a different one on today, and I feel like when I wear this, I don't really see a difference. The only color I really ever wear actually is this one, not even the taupey one, because I for some reason this kind of looks a little bit odd on my skin, but this one right here, I love this color. Like, I would have totally have just bought this, but that doesn't justify the purchase I made for everything else. You know, if I buy something, I want, especially with a palette, I want to get use out of everything, or at least a majority of things. I'm not getting the use of the majority of colors if I use one shade, so I don't know. I think I would have liked it just fine if I didn't hear and have, you know, all these exciting, really huge expectations about it, but alas, a little bit disappointing. And finally, the last one, the Beautyblender. I think that I heard so many people say things like, oh, it's, you know, there's not a knockoff that ever competes to it, you know, it's the best makeup sponge ever, and you know, so many different companies have tried to replicate it and nothing compares. And honestly, I mean, I've been using the Real Techniques complexion sponge since it came out, and I did do a whole like battle between these two products, or a review comparing these two. It should be up before this video if you guys want to go see that, but I've been using this guy forever and they feel exactly the same. I don't think that there is any difference between these two. I think that they apply makeup the same. I think that the finish that they give is the same. I think that the soft kind of bouncy feel they have when they get wet is the same. I just don't think there's anything really different other than the shape and the color. And so when I tried this, I was like, oh, you know, this is like 3 times more expensive than this guy, and it's a sponge. You're paying so much money for a sponge. And so when I tried it, I was just kind of like, you know, it's good. It is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a beauty blender. It's a great product. I just had such high expectations because of all this hype, and then when I actually tried it, I was like, No. And so now I almost like don't like it because I'm like, oh, you're not that good and there's a much cheaper alternative to you. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you've ever tried a product that you've just heard so many good things about, and not necessarily that it's not worth the hype, but that it just kind of was destroyed because of the hype. You know, you tried it and you're like, I almost don't even like this anymore because it was hyped up so much. I would be really interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.